All right. Now, today we are going to make bread, but there's a story behind our bread making. This is Tommy Abraham.
And this is Danny Pulse.
Right. And we lived a block and a half from each other from 1943 all the way up till now. And we went to kindergarten and played in the same sandbox with Mrs.
Cadzo.
our kindergarten teacher. And Tom's mother, who was a saint, made Syrian bread and always thought that I was so skinny. You can even see now, all her children were big and robust, and I was a little skinny kid, and she always wanted to feed me more and more and more. And we promised her that Tommy and Danny would make Syrian bread someday. So here we are,
Making bread.
60
2 years
later,
making bread.
after the promise to Mrs. Abraham, who is in heaven looking down on us, smiling,
Telling us how to do it.
telling us how to do it. That's right. So with that, we're going to move over to our kitchen, and we're going to start the process this way of making bread. Tom just put in the first packet of active dry yeast, and I'm putting in the second package of dry yeast
Second one.
into warm
Water.
water. And we're going to stir it. And we're shaking, not stirring, because we don't want to damage the sensitive yeast that will make the Syrian bread rise.
Okay, that's not,
Sea salt?
yeah, over here somewhere. You need to get your sugar over here.
Here, right? Where's the sugar?
All right.
Is it in one of those?
Holly, is the sugar in the canister?
This is sugar.
It's right there, oh, it's right there.
Now that we have the yeast, as Mrs. Abraham would say, bubbling a bit, and you can see the bit bubbles, we're going to take and we're going to put the ingredients in this slightly warm pan, and I'm going to dump in the 5 pounds of flour, leaving the most difficult measurements for Tommy because his mother would want him to do the more difficult aspects of this.
Right.
So this really is the tough part. Mine is, this is what Irish people do. They just dump it in. Now, in addition to that 5 pounds, we need 1 teaspoon of sugar. Tom is now putting in 1 teaspoon of
Sugar.
and 2 teaspoons of
Salt.
salt. What's the Syrian word for salt?
Salt.
Salt.
I put it all over so it's even.
This is key to this. Notice
All
the sprinkling. And next, we put 1/4 cup of oil. Right there. Now we're putting in the 2 packages of dry yeast that went into the, we're going to put that in next.
Don't pour it in.
Pouring. Now, 1/4 cup of oil.
It's 1/2.
There's the 1/4 right there. Notice how both of us are doing this because
1/4.
it really requires attention,
Precision.
precision. I felt Mrs. Abraham tugging on us a little bit there. And approximately 6 cups of warm water are coming next.
I'm spooning the bowl. You should be doing this. You need to.
I will spoon a little too. We both like to spoon.
Yes.
Even as old as we are, we like to
Well,
spoon.
you like the spoon because you were born with one in your mouth.
What color was it?
Silver.
Silver. Yours was, what color was your silver?
Your daddy had a car when you were born. Because he sold cars.
right.
My daddy didn't have a car.
Stop with this thing.
I had to walk home from the hospital.
Did you wash your hands?
Yes, I did.
We did. We both washed our hands.
Put that in.
Okay, this is number one, right?
Yeah, it's 2 cups though. So
Oh, there's 2
you
cups.
gotta keep track of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now this is the second of the 2 cups.
Even, all around. You have to do it very carefully.
Now, Mrs. Abraham taught Tom and I, even though this is our first time in 62 years making this bread, through one of Tom's minions by the name of Ina, to start from the outside and work in. And this is your turn here.
You're doing so well, Murph. See, if you do it, if you continue to do it, then you won't lose as much product because it's only so much can stick to your hand.
That's true.
You should do that.
I need one of those, like a spoon or something, to take it off my hand.
You have to take. Okay.
This is the last of the warm water going in, and Tom wants me to knead because he doesn't want to get his hands dirty.
Somebody has to have clean hands for testing.
I think if you notice what's really happening here is that Tom, like he's always done all his life, manages to get the people around him working while Tom supervises.
Somebody has to supervise.
Somebody has to supervise. That's why Tom is a home builder, because he can get all the rest of the people to supervise while that home goes up. And why I was a dummy and had to do all the work.
Somebody got to do it.
Well, you know, the world started in Syria, so I suppose it's appropriate. That's starting to look pretty good.
Yeah.
It is.
Yep.
You have to squeeze it a little bit.
Squeeze it a little more?
Squeeze it. when you turn it.
All right. Hey, this really feels good.
Does it? I'm
Yeah.
sure.
It really does. I like this. My forearms are getting like Popeye. This is good for golfers. Gives them big forearms.
Yeah.
Now, you notice the little twist I'm putting in here? What that'll do, that'll put a little more air in the bread so that when you toast it, it becomes almost bread that melts in your mouth when you take that first bite. Now, one of the things that's really good for Irish people is that they love to put butter on their bread. Really soak it. And the more air you have, the more butter that soaks into the bread. And I don't see much of any more flour in here. Just
Still not done.
Still not done. Now what I might do here is turn this over to him because my hand's starting to get tired.
You have to tough
Okay,
it out.
your turn.
You have to tough it out, Murph.
Your turn.
Ooh.
You got to get your hands dirty. Get in there. You saw how I did that. There we go. Now we got a Syrian hand in there. We needed to get the Syrian hand in there. Here, take it off my hands, Abe. That'll help.
I'm going to take it off of your hands. That's why God gave you 2 hands. Clean one with the other.
All right. Squeeze, Abe. Squeeze. There you go. Now, for all you people, that I want you to notice, Tom's sweatshirt is a Pittsburgh Steelers sweatshirt because this Syrian bread is being made in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Steelers eat it
Steeler
every
country.
week
That's right. Steeler.
before the game.
Troy Polamalu especially eats this because it makes them much quicker.
I ate it before every game I played when I was a kid.
And it made the difference. Tom was the star of a football team. And he tackled Roger Staubach in 1965. Mrs. Abraham is
You're not
really
done yet.
smiling down on us now,
You're not done yet.
seeing her son finally making Syrian bread. All the Syrians are smiling down right now, every one of them. We used to call Abe the Arabian Fabian.
This one takes the cake.
This one takes the bread. I'm going to cover this with saran wrap if I can figure out how to tear it off here. Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah, it was intuitively obvious, even to the most casual observer except me, that how you tear the saran wrap. And by the way, we put a little bit of flour on the top so that the saran wrap wouldn't stick. And because this bowl is a little wider than the saran wrap, you'll note that it might take 3 coverings to get it completely covered. And by the way, for all you bread makers out there that are watching this fascinating process that we're doing right now, this is a key. It's very important. Notice how I'm going around making certain that it's covered. I've pulled it a little taut. Now it's ready for Tom to cover. We're using black because black holds the heat in. And it's one of the Steeler covers. And now we are going to take this, Tom is going to take this over to the hearth to sit on the hearth of the fireplace in a warm environment.
No bounce. Easy.
Now, I know that might be, if you think that's too hot over there.
I don't think so.
Well, it's been
Here we
1
are.
hour,
Been over an hour.
and we don't know really what we have. It could be a dud,
Could be a dud.
and if it's really perfect, because we did it, it should be perfectly the size of the bowl, and we don't even know. No one knows yet.
Nope.
And Tom is going to unveil.
Let's both do it.
All right, let's unveil.
Both do it.
Oh!
Look at that!
Look!
Wow!
Oh!
God bless them.
Oh! Mrs. Abraham, take a look at this.
Oh.
Oh! This is perfecto.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
All right.
Give me butter.
Well, now after we've been instructed by one of our minions on how to reach in here and grab this out and form it and get a little
Flour.
and
Dip your hands in there, get a little flour on your hands, then make about a grapefruit with your hands.
all right.
Yes. Go
Show
ahead.
me how to do it.
No,
now.
you go ahead.
Oh, you want me to go first?
Yeah, I want you
Why,
to.
why am I going first? Is it because I'm
told-
older than
'cause
you?
I told you how to do it.
Okay. Look at that.
يا دخيل حبيبي يا دخيل
This looks like about the right amount.
هيك 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 تمشي زهورة يا عمو.
Drop her down. Okay, here we go. It's going right on the plate. Bing. And
Is it in the middle?
Move it to the middle.
Has to be in the
You have
middle.
to flatten it out.
You have to later, next time.
okay, there we go. It's perfect. Now, this is a towel, right, Aunt Ina?
Yeah, it's covered.
Okay, Niall, would you do me a favor, please? Would you take this one and take it over and put it right by the fire on the hearth? And I'm going to take this one and put it over.
Very good now. No padding. It's beautiful.
Did we have to put oil on the sheets?
I put oil on it.
And here we go with our second round of, there we go. Starting to, this looks like about right, doesn't it, Ina?
Yes.
Right amount? Now you notice what Abe has in his mouth there, it looks like a cigar, but it's really a little bit of celery, I think. This is a habit of his over the years of chewing on cigars. But there's no nicotine in the, so it's a substitute.
No tobacco, Mama. No more tobacco.
Now how's that song go?
يا حبيبي دخيل عيني.
This is the bread making song. It's a special Syrian bread making song which assures you of an optimum result. Go ahead, Abe. Keep going.
يا حبيبي. I only know 3 phrases.
Now, of course, for Catholics, they would go, Dominus.
يلا
Okay, don't work it too
بيلا
much.
حبيبي. I only know 3 phrases.
He's up to his elbows in flour making Syrian bread, and he's. Oh hey, no, neither. It's Sue, Tom. Can you take it? I'll take it.
Is anything wrong?
Is anything wrong?
is we're going to have actually 7 loaves. Now what we've done is that we had the smaller loaves that Abe and I made over on the hearth, and we've actually already produced 2 great looking loaves here, but we haven't shown you actually what we did. And so now Tom and I are going to take each of these with a little bit of flour on our hands. Oh, geez. And we're going to spread these out. Look at that. Looky, looky, looky. These are ready to go. These are ready to put in the oven, and so we'll get our minions. Oh yes, we have to put a little bit of oil on each of these, and the second one goes in. This is the moment we've waited for. I'm going to open up the oven now, and we're going to take one of these loaves out, and the mystery is going to be solved as to whether or not we did this well and whether Mrs. Abraham is really going to be happy with the work of her 2 boys. Okay, here we go now. Here we go. And
Here it comes.
oh my God!
Look at that.
Look at this. Oh, it's so
Yeah.
hot. Oh, I can hardly hold it. Oh, look how brown on the bottom. Oh, it's perfect.
Oh, get the butter.
Get the butter.
Where's the butter?
Abe, let's cut this and see what it looks like, and
I think we ought to
give
do
this
that.
a try.
All right. Here we go.
Now the nice thing about Syrian bread, as Abe is cutting this Syrian bread, is that it can be used in so many different ways. You can cut it in little triangles, or you can cut those in half. Oh boy, oh my God, look at that bread. It is, if there's ever perfection, it's airy, and you can cut it in half and put it in a toaster. This is it.
We're just going to cut little pieces so we can
For
taste
everybody to try. Put a little butter on it. Okay.
it. Isn't that wonderful?
See, what's so good about this bread? You notice it's kind of airy and flaky, and when you toast it, even though this is going to be wonderful, but if you toast it, it melts in your mouth. And I can hardly wait, so I'm not going to butter the whole thing because I want to get a bite quick. Mm. Oh God, this is real good, Abe.
Mmm.
This is really good.
This is wonderful.
I mean, there's no dieting here. No dieting here. No matter what our wives say, we're going to eat how much we want. And if we gain weight, it's just the way it is.
That's what it is.
And we have one of our minions here that's doing the menial task of putting a little oil on the bread. After Tom and I made all the bread, we allowed her to do this. But if you notice, there are 5 loaves here. We've already eaten 1 loaf, and we have 2 loaves in the oven. And we've had a successful day. And Tom?
Well, I think there's a lesson here. If you follow the instructions that you are given, then you will end up making something that you can be proud of. And then you will truly be making the bread. The bread maker. We are the bread makers. Good job, Murph.
Good job, Abe.
Okay.